All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We've got 10 MLB games on this getaway day. We're going to talk about every game, and I've got 4 best bets for you guys. Recap from yesterday, we went 3-2, so winning day. We had the Brewers and the Mets, game 2 under 8.5. Unfortunately, Mizorowski gave up a grand slam, so that one hosed that one. We had Phillies, game number 2, first 5, -0.5 a run at plus money. Cashed that pretty easily. Pirates on the money line. I think everybody was on the Cardinals, if I'm being honest, but the Pirates continue to roll absolutely on fire right now. We had the Tigers and the Nationals, game 2 over 8. That was pretty sweat-free. Cashed that for us. And we had the Red Sox on the money line, looking real good until the 7th inning. Reds score 5 in the 7th and I believe 3 in the 8th to end up coming back to win that game. So unfortunate. That's a GG. But let's delve into this 10-game slate here and give you guys the best bet. So first game on the card is going to be the Twins and the Marlins. David Festa going up against Yuri Perez. Perez just hasn't looked good. He's got a 6 ERA at home. That said, it's 1 start, but he's got, 3-4 starts under his belt by now. 6 ERA. We've just seen he just hasn't been there. A little rusty. You would expect all that after, such a long time going without pitching. David Festa on the other side has almost a 7 ERA and 3 away starts. Hard hit percentage way too high, 300 average, runners in scoring position, giving up a 1.47 home runs per 9, a 1.42 whip. Yuri Perez, 1.50 whip. This screams over. Over 7.5 is the best bet in this one. We've seen the first 2 games go under. We are due for an over, and these 2 pitchers, I believe, will deliver that for us today. It's going to be roof closed, so we don't have to worry about the weather. Another play I don't have on the card, but I do like, is taking the Twins first 5 -0.5 a run. You can get some decent plus money there, but I do think ultimately it's going to be runs. And when we get to the back half of this bullpen, the Twins threw all their good arms yesterday, so they're going to see Jack Sands, those guys again today. So it's going to be some familiar faces. They're going to be facing back-to-back days, most likely in both of these pens. So there is some familiarity now in game 3 of this series. Next game is going to be the Astros and the Rockies. It's going to be Brandon Walter going up against Kyle Freeland. Freeland 1-9 on the season with a 5.56 ERA. That jumps, obviously, makes sense at Coors to 7.11. Walter, better at home than he is on the road. 3 away starts, 4.76 ERA. Only giving up a 2.14 average to righties, though. Really good with runners in scoring position at 167. Freeland with runners in scoring position, giving up a 3.38 batting average. Just not somebody I can get behind. Weather is going to be extremely optimal in Coors today. 90 degrees with a 6-mile-an-hour wind slightly blowing out. I do like runs, over 11 maybe. Do I trust Walter? Not necessarily, but this Rockies team against lefties is really bad. If you want a flyer here, Brandon Walter to record a win could be a nice little angle here, or you can take the Astros first 5 -0.5 a run. So I'm not going to play anything in that game, but those would be the angles I would take. Next game is going to be the Tigers and the Nationals. We do have 2 plays in this one. We've got Dietrich Enns, the lefty, going up against Jake Irvin. So Enns only got 5 innings under his belt, but should do okay today. It's a lefty facing a lineup that historically just they've been a little bit spotty against lefties. Now, last 14 days, they've not been bad against them, but we've definitely seen this Nationals team cool off a little bit. Jake Irvin on the other side. Jake Irvin 6-3 on the season, but giving up a 2.54 opponent average, about a 3.60 ERA at home. Don't love his splits here. He's giving it up to lefties and righties. Hard hit percentage is high, giving up a 3.21 average with runners in scoring position. Give me the Tigers on the first 5 -0.5 a run at -105 on BetMGM. And our next play is going to be Jake Irvin, over 2.5 earned runs. So 2 plays in that contest there, but like the Tigers, obviously, in this one. I don't mind the over either. Tigers are, I want to say, 14-0-1 to the over recently, so on the road. So I don't mind that angle, but not going to play. It's just kind of it's fishy that it's like that. I think Enns has a pretty nice day, so maybe a Tigers team total over could be in the cards as well. Next game, Yankees And the Blue Jays, Yankees were down like 7-0, came back, and then Devin Williams, wild pitch, lets a run score. They end up losing 11-9. Clark Schmidt on the bump going up against Chris Bassett. Schmidt's been pitching very, very well. He's got a 3 ERA. It does jump slightly to 3.71 and 5 away starts. Bassett has a 4.29 ERA that does go all the way down to 2.60 in 9 home starts. So for Bassett, it's really been lefties that have been able to get to him. He's given up a 3.82 average over the past month to lefties, 241 to righties. Clark Schmidt's kind of the other way around, 271 to righties, 215 to lefties. This is a very right-handed dominant Toronto team that is not going to K a lot. So do have some concerns there. Schmidt's been striking out righties at about a 29% clip, down to 22 to lefties. Hard hit percentage has been fantastic for both of these pitchers. Runners in scoring position, they've looked really well. Do I trust the Yankees at a pretty short price here? You can get them at -122. No, I don't trust them. It would be the over for me. So Blue Jays or the over would be the only way I would play that. I do think we'll see runs. Don't trust this Yankees bullpen. Don't necessarily trust this Toronto bullpen either. So like I said, Toronto or the over is the only way I would play that. Next game is going to be the Brew Crew going up against the Metropolitans, the New York Mets. David Peterson on the bump for the Mets. 2 lefties going up against each other today. So Jose Quintana on the other side. What can Quintana do against his former team? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in that one. 6-2 for Quintana. We're giving up a 252 opponent average on the season. 5-4 for Peterson. 242 opponent average. Both have ERAs of 3.30. Now, Peterson at home has been outstanding. He's got 8 home starts under his belt. He's got a 2.22 ERA. But Quintana on the road has been fantastic as well. 1.31 in 6 away games. Splits are pretty even. Peterson's very good lefty on lefty. Righty giving up a 2.11 average, but hard hit percentage is pretty high. Runners in scoring position, a little sus. And this Brewers team's just been hotter against lefties over the last 2 weeks. This is a very hot hitting Brewers team, hitting .417 over the past week, .407 over the past 2 weeks. WRC plus right around 200. So basically double the league average. It would be Brewers or nothing for me in this spot. We saw it yesterday. They're highly capable of scoring runs. We saw that in game 1. They end up losing game 2. So I do like the bounce back factor here for them. So Brewers are nothing for me in this spot. Next game's the Angels and the Braves. We do have a play in this one. Bryce Elder going up against Jose Soriano. So Soriano has been very good on the road. He's got a 2.78 in 9 away starts. Bryce Elder is Bryce Elder. He's going to do what he does, baby, and that's give up runs. So he's got a 6.61 ERA at home in 7 home starts. And give me Bryce Elder over 2.5 earned runs. I love this spot for the Angels today. 87 degrees, 5-mile-an-hour wind, slightly blowing out. Very good hitting environment against a pitcher that is just not good. That said, Angels are kind of middle of the road in what he throws. He's a 3-pitch guy. He throws a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Throws the fastball 50% of the time, slider about 40%, changeup about 10%. Angels are really good against the changeup, and they're right in the middle of the pack, so against fastball and slider. But this guy doesn't have anything overpowering. Your issue with the Angels is always Ks. They strike out a lot, but they also hit some bombs. So this is one. Give me Bryce Elder over 2.5 earned runs. Wouldn't mind the full game over as well at 9, but we did see that hit yesterday. But I like the Angels in this spot today, so it'd be Angels on the money line. Trusting Soriano doesn't get rocked. If he can keep the ball on the ground, which historically speaking this season, he's the most prolific ground ball pitcher in the league. 66% of his outs come via the ground ball. Elder's pretty 50-50, but do like him to give up some runs today. Next game on the card is going to be Cleveland and the Guardians. It's going to be Luis Ortiz going up against Cade Horton. Cade Horton, just a very average pitcher. There's nothing special about this guy. He's got a 3.38 ERA at home in 4 home starts. Now, I will say 3 of those 4, the wind have been blowing in, so it's a bit deceiving. Luis Ortiz, a little over a 5 ERA and 9 away starts. Ortiz just gets pummeled by righties. Does okay against lefties, but doesn't do so well against righties. Cade Horton kind of giving it up on both sides. 271 to lefties, 250 to righties. High hard hit percentage. I just don't love this spot for the Cubbies here. So it would be most likely I would play the over first. Cleveland team total over or the over. Just feels like it's a Guardians kind of day. Minus 157, just a little too much juice to pay. So like I said, over or Cleveland is kind of where your value's at. Giants and the D-backs. Giants coming off a win yesterday. Robbie Ray on the bump going up against Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt, 8-5 on the season with a 280 opponent average. He's got a 5.38 ERA that does drop to 4.02 in 8 home starts. Robbie Ray, 2.75 ERA, does bump up very so slightly to 2.98 in 8 home starts. Yeah, I mean, it's Giants or nothing for me. I can't get behind Pfaadt. That said, this D-backs team's hitting lefties really well over the last 2 weeks. They're hitting 300 over the last 2 weeks with a 148 WRC plus. Over the past week, hitting 286 with a 205 WRC plus. I just think Robbie Ray's able to keep him off balance, but this is a fishy line to me. You do have a big pitching disparity, in my opinion, between Ray and Pfaadt. So either it's going to be a low-scoring game, take the under 8.5. Don't trust the bullpens enough to do that. Or, you just say, okay, this line's so fishy, there's value taking the D-backs, but I can't put my money behind Brandon Pfaadt. So it's Giants or nothing for me. Probably not a game I bet. Again, it's just a very fishy line. But I do have the Giants winning this 5.9 to 3.62. So it does cover the over. And then we got 2 more games left here. Next game is going to be Kansas City and the Mariners. Seth Lugo. Now, I think it's Brian Wu pitching. It says Logan Evans. That's probably changed to Wu. I'm going to cap this based on Wu. So Wu at home, I like this spot for him. Lugo's been pitching much better as of late. He's been able to keep a lot of really good teams down in terms of the Yankees and some of the other teams he's faced. So it would be the under 7 for me. We did see a 3-2 game last night. Could take a, some type of alt line like Royals team total under. We're just starting to see the bats cool off. I think Wu at home's a pretty dangerous guy to take. So as long as it's Wu, it would be the Mariners and the under for me. Would be the only way I would play that. I do like the Nerfy in that spot. All right, last game on the card is going to be the White Sox and the Dodgers. It's going to be the Big Ginger, Dustin May, going up against Aaron Savali. Savali, not great on the season, 6 ERA on the road. Dustin May, 3.38 in 8 home starts. Don't love the splits here for Dustin May. 254 average to lefties over the last 30 days, 263 to righties, 43% hard hit percentage. Doing a decent job of runners in scoring position. Do I trust Savali? No. 260 to both sides of the dish. Keeps his hard hit percentage down, but just not a guy I can trust with the wind blowing out tonight. It would be the over 8.5. This is a really suspicious line, in my opinion. I thought this would be 9.5, given Savali's on the bump in May. So very strange. I don't mind taking the White Sox plus 2.5 at minus 130. It's a lot of juice to pay, but beating a team by 3 isn't easy. So it'd be the over or White Sox plus 2.5 would be the only way I would play this game. Just not getting enough value here with the Dodgers, and May's just not a dude I trust. So that's where I'm at with that one. Best bets, let's talk about them. Jake Irvin, over 2.5 earned runs. Like I said, like the spot against the Tigers team that's swinging the bats well. Bryce Elder, over 2.5 earned runs. This is an Angels team. I could see them just jumping on them right away in the first inning and technically coming over this. So I like fading these 2 guys. Tigers first 5 minus a half. Jake Irvin, like I said, we're on full Jake Irvin fade today. Hopefully he doesn't go out and throw a gem, which he's hit or miss. He could definitely, but I do like this spot for the Tigers. And then we're going to take the Twins and the Marlins over 7.5. 2 pitchers I just don't trust. David Festa and Yuri Perez just haven't shown me that they can actually get people out. So I like the over 7.5. First 2 games have gone under, so I love the bounce back there offensively today on getaway day. So that is where I'm at, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. Let's have a winning day. We'll probably do a video tomorrow. Definitely no video on Saturday, and we'll see you on Sunday. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you for tomorrow's video.